Welcome to the Wild Reawakening podcast. Hosts Amy and Kendall Evans take you on a journey to learn empowerment by accessing your intuition and reawakening your wild self. Remember, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute any medical or legal advice. Make sure to like and follow the Wild Reawakening podcast and stay connected with us at Wild Reawakening on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Visit wildreawakening.com. Join us in building a community of healing and connection. Get started today on your own path to a wild reawakening. Hey everyone, welcome to the Reawakening podcast. I'm Kendall with the Bohemian Tarot Girl, and this is Amy. Amy, you want to give a shout out to yourself?
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm with Wise Moon Energy and Wild Reawakening as well. And together we have Wild Reawakening experiences. So we're really excited about that.
Definitely. We have a retreat coming up in Joshua Tree, April 20th. So we'll be there for the solar eclipse energy as well as a new moon during that time. It's going to be a fun, great event. If you want to learn more, I'll put the link down in the description. We'd love to see you there. So hit us up. Today, we just passed New Year's. So, and the big thing going on right now is always with New Year's, setting your New Year's resolutions, those goals, that sort of thing. So Amy and I are coming together to talk about an activity that we did a few years ago. So I'm going to let Amy jump in and tell the story behind it all.
So I know most people tend to set their resolutions for New Year's, and a few years back, I wanted to make things more intentional. And so instead of looking at the things that I thought were wrong or that needed to be fixed or that I needed to eliminate, I really wanted to start focusing on the things that I wanted to bring into my life. And I noticed a big switch when I did that. And so when we had our Moon Circle Women's group, the end of 2019, so yeah, a few years back, we had this activity to really focus on setting our intentions for the year ahead. And we all know what happened that next year in 2020. And then it kind of like progressed for a long time. So we are finally at the point to kind of do the big reveal on this, and I'm really curious to see. But our activity was to create these intention jars. And so we have these, and we wrote down on parchment paper all of the things that we wanted to bring into our life in the coming year. And then we put them in the jar all rolled up with, I believe, lavender and rose petals and chamomile. It looks like I have citrine in there and some soda light and a cinnamon stick, and we just put all kinds of good attraction energy into our jars. And then when we were finished, we sealed it with gold wax so that we wouldn't be tempted to open them before time. The idea behind this was that we were going to open them up within a year. But when that year came along, we decided that hadn't really been the energy that we had hoped for the year. We all know what happened in 2020. And so we kind of decided at that time to give these a little more time to marinate.
Open. I tried to open mine and it was like, no. So I was like, I told you, Amy, and you're like, well, let's keep it a little bit longer. So it needed to marinate.
And yours opens now, so it must be the right time, right?
Yes, correct.
So what we thought we would do, since we're on video, is kind of open up our jars while we are recording and go through what we asked for or what we were set our intention for, and then see how many of them actually came through. And I have no idea what I wrote down.
I think that's the best.
My whole life, as well as so many other people, I'm sure has changed so much in the last 3 years that it's going to be really interesting.
Yes. And that's the great part about setting intentions is that you just kind of put it out there to the universe, and you're supposed to let it go and just see what returns to you. You know, so not having that control is kind of a good thing. Ooh, my jar smells really good.
Yeah, mine is too.
Holy
I looked it
moly.
up and it was like this blast of cinnamon.
Yeah. Oh, well, I like that.
You
I want to make a hot
want to
mess
go
of stuff
first?
everywhere.
I don't even know if I can get these out.
I don't know if I can read mine. So
I might just have to like dump this whole. Oh, oh, there's a bay leaf. That might be part of the problem. And if whatever we're pulling out is way too personal, we might tell you whether or not it came true. But
oh, okay. So this one I'm talking about hosting classes and traveling to host classes. And so, although would not have happened us traveling in, you know, the pandemic times, now we get to do that. So I would say that's a definite, it's coming true.
yeah, I mean, we did go to that retreat together in September.
That's true. That's true.
So we
I've
traveled that, and
traveled
now
a
we get to
lot.
do our own retreat.
I
Yeah,
always feel like travel is one of my favorite things to do. So,
me too.
and I love
Okay,
incorporating
mine.
with it.
My first one says, I am accepting of love and able to receive it from others. And that is something that I have really been working on.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, extending that love to myself. So I would say that's a win.
I see, I love that. And we were talking briefly before this. I have done a lot of manifestation work of recent, you know, probably within this time frame. And when we talk about setting goals versus the intentions have a lot more feeling behind them. And that's how you're supposed to bring them forward, is through your feelings and changing those. So versus goals are very just like tangible, like physical world stuff. Like, I want to go hiking more this year. I want to travel more. So that's kind of important. And I think as I read these, I can see where I've grown as far as like my ability to manifest. And it's interesting because I also, I can't remember what I put in this jar really.
No, and I remember when we were setting these, we really emphasized like trying to write it as if it already happened.
Yes.
And so I remember that was a big part of it.
Yes. So that was definitely a focus, was that we focused on writing it as if it had already come, and that we were thankful for what we were receiving. Very important to give thanks. So this next one is about my ability to travel a lot, and the feeling that I enjoy while I travel. And I would definitely say that is something I have achieved. I think I've traveled every month so far this year.
Wow.
So, you know, I've been all over the place. So I'm always happy to travel. So clearly that's a focus in my life. Also, it involves my having the abundance in my life. And I've definitely seen a shift now happening in my business. So I love that. And we're doing new things, me and Amy. So
I know.
what else?
My next one says, I am inspired and words flow easily and effortlessly as I write, speak, or teach. So
Ooh.
I know that's another one that's actually been coming in lately.
Yes, I love that one. Ooh, mine's
Let's see if I can get another one out of here. Oh, wait.
Ooh, this one's like, I don't know. Can you see that? So when I'm paraphrasing, it's because my intentions were absorbed into the universe here.
Any clues?
It definitely has a word speaking. And in general, I can see feel like, so I would definitely probably say this one has to do with my ability to speak and to be able to project and give the information that I want to the world and that feeling behind it. And that is always a work in progress for me. I know we're
Yeah,
out
well,
here on YouTube talking, and we probably maybe seem like we have all the confidence in the world, but that is always something that I've struggled with is speaking my word. So it's
well,
practice.
and when we wrote these, the end of 2019, I was just thinking back to that. At the beginning of 2020 was when you first asked me to come on your podcast. And I
That's
had
true.
never done any recorded speaking at that point, and I was so nervous. And now it's almost like
Yeah,
second nature. So
no big deal.
careful what you wish for, right? My next one. Oh, my time is balanced and I enjoy my time off without anxiety.
Ooh, Amy, that one definitely came true.
This is a big one because when I wrote this, I was working all the time and taking care of a lot of things. And since then, I have closed my business, moved to another country. I am taking a year off essentially from doing work in general. And so I have learned how to relax into enjoying downtime, which was something I never could do before because there was always something on the to-do list. So that's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. And I don't think you would have ever thought that this would be your life, right? Your
No,
experience, you moving to Mexico was just like the most random thing ever.
it really was. It was not on my radar. It was not something I planned for essentially until the idea appeared. And yeah, now here I am.
Living in Mexico, living your best life. I love it.
I was just thinking before we got on here, I like thought popped into my head. Like, if I have the ability to live my life however I want, why would I do it in an ordinary way?
Mm-hmm. I love that.
So try not to. Ooh.
I'm unsure what this one says. So if you have
Yeah, I have. I'll go. This one says, abundance flows. I am prosperous, financially abundant, creatively abundant, and spiritually abundant.
Ooh.
Um, and I feel like at this point in my life, I can say that I am feeling pretty abundant in all ways.
Yes.
So.
Oh man, the further I get into my bottle, the harder it is to read.
Oh no. I think we put essential oils in these too. I wonder if those got soaked up.
We did. It smells amazing.
Take everything out of it. I've got all kinds of rocks and oh, now we can get in there easily.
Oh, this one has to do with finding and being in a relationship and the feelings behind it. And that is not something I have yet to manifest. So working on that. Still
Some
working.
things take, especially with relationships, I think it has to be like a merging of timing between both parties. So
Oh, 100%. I'm with you. You
maybe
just
the
have
person
to.
is still working on his end.
I'm sure he's still marinating.
Okay, so this one says, my bank account is abundant. I am debt free. I have income property. The majority of my debt right now is gone. I have a nice size savings, a lot because I sold my house. And so not necessarily in the way that I thought it would come to me, but it did happen. Income property. I don't have income property, but that is something that is on my radar. I just haven't felt like it's the right time to buy anything
on it.
when it's the right time. I'm sure that'll come to pass.
This one is talking about my outreach into the community and getting connected with people, and getting, what I teach and do into the world. And I definitely think that I have grown. I have, I made a tarot deck. I got that published. I got, and I'm on my second rendition of it. I've got some books already out, and then I have a few coming out. So I feel like I'm getting
Yes. Expanding.
yes.
This one says, I receive at the same level I give others. That is still work in progress. Receiving for me is a hard thing.
You've
I'm
got like
working on
such
it.
nice ones. I was clearly like really focused on the physical. I have lots of cool crystals in my jar. I didn't realize I'd put all that in there.
I know.
Like
Me
some
either.
rose quartz. I got like, it
Yeah.
looks like a smoky quartz that I haven't quite been able to grab.
Uh, uh, yeah, I'm not sure. This might be tiger's eye. No, it's not tiger's eye.
Ooh.
Some kind of maybe citrine. Sodalite.
This one looks like I'm talking about, finding more love for myself, and being able to see the value that others see in myself. That is always a work in progress for myself, but I've set some specific mantras, affirmations for myself that I say daily, and I really feel like that has shifted. And I feel like I'm a lot more confident when I go out and speak with other people. I try to be a leader versus a follower. So
this one says, my relationships with others are healthy and healed. My boundaries are respected and I am valued. I would say overall, this is yes. There's still some relationships that I am working on, but I have gotten much better at setting boundaries. And whether or not people respect my boundaries is on them, as long as I set them and maintain them. Like, that's really the important thing.
Like that. So the only one I have that actually seemed to have made it the whole way is that I love myself and I love my life. So the universe was like, here's your one that encompasses it all.
Oh. I have the support and ability to co-create my purpose. I am aligned with the right people for this. And I would say that is a yes. Most definitely.
So if somebody wanted to do this project, oh, and sorry, are you done? Did you get your last
No,
one?
I still have a couple
Oh my
more.
gosh, get in there then, Amy, because I'm done.
Oh. My relationship with Lucy, that's my daughter, is solid. We can communicate lovingly and have a strong mother-daughter bond. And she's like my partner in crime for so many things. And I actually thanked her the other day for being such a great kid, because she's 13 and I see so many parents having issues with their kids at that age especially. And so I thanked her and I said, you're so easy to like be a mom to, because you don't like talk back and you don't, give me any problems. And she's like, well, that's because every time you tell me no, there's a good reason behind it and you don't do things to be mean. And I was like, well, thanks. But I'm actually really proud of the way that she and I can talk very openly about things. My circle of friends is full of genuine, smart, funny, kind-hearted, real, authentic people who have no agenda. Like-minded people gravitate towards me and we uplift each other. I would say so.
Oh, definitely.
Especially, well, this was like at the beginning of our Moon Circle group, and I would say that all of those women who attended are still very close friends, and we are all very like-minded and appreciate each other.
100%.
I must have been very wordy when I was writing these out.
No, I love it.
Oh. I am able to travel for fun and have the financial ability to create memories with my friends and family in other parts of the world. I am checking off bucket list locations and stamping my passport.
Yeah.
I have, even just being in Mexico for the last 6 months, I have checked off so many things, and the people who have come to visit, my sister and one of my really close friends, like we've done some of the most amazing adventures. So I'm already planning other places to go. But when we wrote these, right after that, it was January of 2020, I went and got my daughter's passport and I was like, we're going to go travel the world. And then everything shut down.
Yeah.
So now it's nice to see that actually ended up happening.
Oh, man. You got a whole new life.
My work is heart-centered and filled with joy. I put my best self out into the world with my authentic voice, and others who are looking for my work are drawn to me. So I hope that continues and becomes more.
I think you definitely have achieved that. So
so far, every single one of these has come true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I am healthy and safe in my body. I feel good and present in my physical self. And I feel that actually more recently than I have in years. And I think a lot of it is that stress has a huge effect on your physical body. And removing so many of the stressors that was kind of weighing me down, it's like not only is like my mental and my energy and everything has gotten better, but the physical part is like now starting to kind of meld into that as well.
Mm-hmm. Stress, I'm with you there on stress. I feel like, when you're talking about like manifesting and even like with money, your health, that sort of thing, if you're stressed out and you have those feelings, you're not going to go anywhere, and it's really, if you can get rid of those, or you can teach yourself, through like thought, like really digging in and using your thoughts to pattern a new behavior, then you're kind of stuck in this like pattern where it just begets you more of the stuff that stresses you out. So
when I remember when at this time when we were writing these, and I just kept like thinking to myself, I feel like I have to conserve all of my energy from my work and my family. And it was like, I felt so depleted all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course I wanted to show up for those people, but what did myself feel like? And it's been way different since I kind of changed a lot of the outside circumstances.
Yeah.
And the last one, yeah, that is the last one. I have a sense of peace.
Oh.
And I do. So
I can definitely see a shift in you since you've moved.
Yeah, it took some time, I will say. Moving to a new country, it's a great adventure, but it's also figuring out a whole new way of navigating the world. So now I'm feeling a lot more settled and a lot more ready to like start on the next adventure.
So if you guys are interested in doing a cool project like this, for the New Year's or for the Lunar New Year's that's going to be coming up, Amy mentioned we kind of put stuff in here, dried, flowers and herbs and cinnamon sticks and crystals. And then do you want to just talk about, what the process would be to set your intentions and kind of those questions and prompts that you brought forward to the group when we created these?
Yeah, so I think the main thing when you're kind of like wanting to create or set an intention for how you want things to be is to really focus on what the feeling feels like, how you want to feel, not necessarily the exact thing, but how do you want to feel about your situation and your life. The universe has so many different ways that it can kind of conspire to bring you what you want. And
Totally.
so, I mean, there's things like people will say, well, I want to lose 20 pounds. But is it really that's the 20 pounds that's like the big difference? Or is it that you feel comfortable in your body and you feel confident and you feel like you look good? And that's a completely different energy than setting a really like strict parameter around what you're asking for. I would suggest writing it as if you've already received it and be really, really precise on your intentions and kind of like the, you know, gaining the feel of what you're asking for and why. Why do you want to feel that way? What are you going to do with it once you have it? I think that there's like so many things that, especially, you know, every year when I would set resolutions, there were things that I thought that I wanted that was going to make me happy, but the happiness was actually a completely different thing than just the resolution. So, but yeah, write everything out. You can put them on strips of paper and roll them up like we did. You can shove them in a jar, fill it with all kinds of good crystals and things, and then just like set it somewhere where you forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that I've set intentions and then forgotten about them and I come back to them later, because you'll always come back to it when it's the right time, surprisingly. Just about every single thing has come to pass in a way.
Yes.
So
It's amazing how much we grow over, just a few years. And if you're not, if you don't take that moment to step back and look at it, then you really don't see how you've grown and how you've progressed and, where you've come from. And you just kind of like live in this daily, like unthankful place. And really, by doing this, you can really review and think and appreciate that growth that you've received. And that is something, when you write your intentions, make sure that you're thanking the universe, that you're thanking God, however you perceive it, for these blessings that you're currently living. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, gratitude is one of the greatest attractors.
Mm-hmm.
I had a teacher or mentor once tell me that when you express gratitude for what you've already been given and just gratitude in your daily life, it's like a magnet that the universe just is like, okay, well, they appreciate that. So we're going to keep on filling it.
Yes. And really focus on the feelings and, the thoughts behind what you want, to really truly dig into that message. I know, Amy, you mentioned that before, and I just wanted to highlight that again because that is a huge change that I have gone through in my manifesting process, and I definitely know it works, is really focusing on clearing out that negative thoughts or, those words that always go through your head, getting rid of those and replacing them with positive and actually feeling the positive. If you can make yourself feel it, you're going to bring it towards you. If you're still feeling all those negative versions of yourself, you're just going to bring back the same stuff. So, making a mind shift as you're writing these intentions for the year is a great way to start this new season, this new beginning. So
yeah. And I think a lot of, just another side note, is a lot of people think that they have to ask for things that they feel are attainable.
yes.
And they don't have to be things that are attainable. They can be things that are just your, a soul's calling, that you just really want to bring this into your life. And you don't need to know how it's going to happen. You don't need to know why, and you don't need to know when. It's just you're putting in your request and seeing what happens. The other thing, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my train of thought here. Oh, what I was going to say is like, yeah, we know it's a couple of days after the new year. And so don't think that this is only something you can do at the start of the year. Intentions can be set at any time. There are certain energies that help boost intentions. We tend to look at the new moon as a great time to start something new or start creating or start bringing things in. So if you are interested in doing this at the next new moon, that is on January 20th or 21st.
I think the 20th.
And that is a good time to really, and that is the first new moon of the new year. We have the full moon coming up, and full moons are for releasing and for closing things out and expressing gratitude. And so this full moon that is coming up on January 6th is the full moon in Cancer, which is in the sun sign of Capricorn. So it is actually the final moon of the yearly cycle. So if you're feeling like like the new year hasn't really started for you yet, energetically, it still has not started. So there's plenty of time to set your intentions for the year ahead.
Yes. No, I think that's a great point. You know, it's fun to do it for the New Year's, but really, you know, the way our calendar system is set up is not necessarily like how it actually is going on in the energy of the universe. So don't be so set in stone about when you can do this. Do it when it feels right for you. So
yeah, and if you want to follow my page on Wise Moon Energy, I am planning on putting together a multi-day intention setting workshop. It's completely free. You're welcome to join. It'll be a good like kind of crash course in kind of getting yourself aligned and focused on bringing in more good things.
Yes. And you're only on Facebook right now?
Currently, yeah, the only active.
And so that's, yeah, Wise Moon Energy. Once again, I'm Kendall at the Bohemian Tarot Girl. And you can follow me Facebook or on Instagram right now. My deck's available online for purchase, and I have some classes as well coming out, but you'll see those posted online when they're ready to go. So make sure to like us, follow us. If you're listening to us online, you know, make sure that if you want to check us out when we're on video to see what we're doing, see our bottles, that sort of thing, you can follow this on YouTube, and it will be at the Reawakening podcast. So make sure to stay connected with us. Join us for the retreat if you're able, and we will talk to you on the next one, everyone. Bye.
Bye.